Yo, buddy,
Oh, look at this guy.
you can hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. You can hear me?
I can. Sick. How you
Sweet.
doing, man?
Good, man. You?
I'm doing terrific, thank you. Yeah, really good.
Awesome, buddy. You're growing one hell of a beard there.
Think so?
Yeah.
I feel like it's the same it's always been. I could be wrong though. I don't
I
know.
don't know. It looks thicker than the last time I remember seeing you.
Hey man, my hair is a runaway train always. It's one problem I don't have is growing hair. So
There you go, man. Yeah, not I don't know. Remember back in the day where you had that clean baby face going?
I know, terrible. I look at photos there and I hate it because I have no chin. So yeah, the beard has been a lifesaver, especially as I get older.
Yeah, true enough. Hey, God. So how you been doing, man?
Good, dude. Been I mean, my life has been very busy and then not busy and then very busy and then not busy, and right now I'm in the not busy stage. So that's
Yeah.
always very annoying. And but it is what it is. I'm it looks like it'll be busy again in like a month or so, but we'll see.
Okay, nice. Yeah. So is it just like more so busy just with going back and forth between here and Toronto, or?
Yeah, exactly. Like everything is out there basically for the band. So we've been doing we did an entire album and things like that. So that was all in January, and now you got to do kind of the fun stuff. We just did photos, and then got to go back up for a video.
Oh yeah, so all like the promo stuff, right?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Nice, nice. So how many songs then on the album?
10 to 12, quarter
Nice.
12, but we might save a couple for later.
Okay.
I don't really know if people listen to albums the way they used to. You know what I mean? Like, so
Yeah, it's definitely different now.
exactly. So we might save a couple.
Yeah, because it seems like I don't know. Are you gonna kind of do what I guess what everyone else has been doing, where you're just gonna do like? It seems like they do maybe like 3 or 4 singles and then they release an album.
Yeah, exactly. That is
Yeah,
definitely what we're going to be doing. So
yeah. Are you gonna have a lot of space in between the singles, or?
Yeah, I think so. Like, there's a few moving parts there now. A couple of things we're working on locking down, which will dictate that a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah, that is definitely like the plan as of now is to like space them out at least like a couple of months from one another, and then I guess aim at the fall for the album. But it's tough, man, because we don't want the album to come out too far in advance of like a tour, and a lot of that's going to be dictated by like COVID, obviously.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
it's sort of it's just a work in progress, man. We're kind of adjusting all the time. We were supposed to do the video and photos in January.
Oh wow.
Only one of those things has been taken care of. So yeah, we're always just kind of playing it by ear for sure.
That's
But
great.
it's a good position to be in, man. You know what I mean? We don't have to rush anything. We haven't put music out for like 12 years. So
Yeah, it's true. I guess that's one thing at this time. It's like, yeah, you can't like do shows. You can't really do much. So it's just kind of take it at your own pace at this point, right?
exactly, yeah, which is good.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to feel rushed or anything, which is nice.
Exactly.
That's sweet though, man. I'm excited to hear the new Stereos album. God.
Thanks, man. I'm excited to put it out. I'm very, very happy with it. We're like going through mixes and stuff, and it's it's wild, man. I never thought we'd ever be doing it. How about you, man? What's up with you? How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Just day by day, I can't wait for all this COVID stuff to be over, man.
Holy dude, like in a lot of ways I've benefited from the reset I was able to do. Like, this album probably wouldn't be happening if it weren't for my ability to kind of take a step back a year ago. But at the same time, I'm on the same page, man. There's like almost no silver lining to any of that anymore. Not that there ever was. Like, I hate to make it sound like it wasn't a very terrible thing, which obviously is, but yeah, I'm over it. I'm just like, I'm still doing my part, taking it seriously, obviously, but I'm so done with,
Yeah, that was one question I was going to ask you too, because like, yeah, when the pandemic kicked in and all those restrictions happened, I was going to say it must have been, good and bad at the same time with all like, a lot of people lost their jobs. I don't know what your situation was with that, but then, especially with you must have had all this free time to kind of write the music, which would have been helpful, right?
Yep, it definitely gave me that ability. At least a few of the songs were written right around that time, like a year ago now.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, I was able to just kind of like decide what I wanted to do. I'm still kind of in school for this HR stuff, which I really don't think I want to do.
Oh yeah.
And it gave me that ability to kind of just be like, what are you doing right now, and are you happy doing it? And
Yeah, true.
I wasn't, but that's not a problem because I was able to, take some steps to change that for sure.
Yeah, I feel like this has definitely been a year that's just, you definitely have to step out and look in and go, am I happy doing this? Like, I feel like I've really questioned that with like my job and like certain aspects, right? Just
Yeah,
with everything that's happening. It's weird, man.
that's natural, man. I think it's good, like it's healthy,
Hmm.
because if the answer is no, then at least you like are able to do something about it.
Yeah. And I'd say music's been a saving grace too, man. Like, cause we finished up our EP2, so now we're just in the mixing process and all that
Oh, you
too.
did?
So
That's so awesome.
yeah, I'm excited to, and we already like wrote a new batch of songs too, so we're ready to go back in and record again.
That's awesome. Yeah, man. Same here. I've been writing a lot since even recording, which is good because it feels almost like nicer because like I was doing a lot of writing in the fall, which I knew was for this album, which I knew we had to record around December or January.
Yeah.
And a few of the songs turned out great and made the album, but a lot of them didn't. And just because I find like when you write out of urgency, it's not really the most creative place. At least for me, everyone's different, but yeah, it feels like kind of nice to just like fuck around, to be honest, and like not need it for anything, but also it's just organic, which is nice.
Yeah, I think that's what makes a good set of songs, right? Because I remember like when we did our last album, it felt like we were kind of on a deadline for it. And
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys had it with like any of your other albums, but yeah, you could like if you listen back, you can be like, yeah, that was a song that was rushed big time.
Yeah, for sure. I can see
Yeah.
examples of that. Like,
Yeah, it just sucks knowing that you could have did better on it, but you just
yeah,
so rushed on it.
yeah. I mean, that's like obviously production can help with that too. But at the end of the day, man, I've had almost zero songs that have done like really well, or ones that like were forced ever. They almost kind of wrote themselves, and they, came along really easily for sure.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, man. So how many like songs? So you said you had to cut a bunch. Like how many did you like write?
Oh, dude, I don't even know. Like 30 plus for sure,
Oh,
for sure. Yeah,
Jesus,
tons, tons and tons.
that's
But
crazy.
it's good, and that's another thing about like uh, the last year is that I definitely wanted to take the entire kind of like sound in a certain direction
Yeah.
based on the song we put out last year. And I'm very, very happy I did it, to be honest. There's still elements of it, and it's
Hmm.
like I love that song we put out, but it's not going to be an album of that, which I think is the right move. Especially which, yeah, I just know now where our album's at, and it's like I do feel very strongly that having to pump the brakes was really good for me. Would have really
Yeah. So is that song gonna be on, or is that just like a single
Yep,
that you
we're
did?
gonna
Yeah.
include
Oh,
it
is it?
just
Okay.
because, like, I don't know. There's only so much attention you can get for a song when you release it like on your own with like no money behind it.
Yeah. True.
And I think the response was terrific considering that that's what it was. But now that we're in a much better position, I love that song, so I want to give it more of a spotlight for sure. So yeah, definitely it's gonna be on the album. I'm excited about that.
Sweet, man. Yeah, that's awesome. I can't. I'm so excited because not. I liked your guys' old stuff, but I'm really stoked to hear like the new sound that you guys are doing. So
Yeah, thanks, man. And I think that like that's something that I had to kind of come to terms with was like over time you kind of think of like, oh, Stereos was this like very bubblegum pop band and like, is that cool and things like that. And then I talked to so many people who are like, what are you talking about? Like that was my high school jam. Like I loved it. Like they don't think about it as this like funny joke, which I kind of like had this. I think we all kind of had this inferiority complex about like, oh, we're like a joke band, like we're like a
okay.
boy band.
Yeah.
But then, so writing like since the summer, I was like, man, we're a fucking pop band, and we can do it in a cool way. We can do it in a way that's like I feel comfortable singing as a 35-year-old, or with a few more gray hairs. But like, we're a pop band, and there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, it's sick. It's what sets us apart. And so I really, really embrace like, and that's what I write, man. Like that's what I've always written. It's just like pop songs. I've never been able to play a guitar, so they're very hook driven songs, and so kind of embracing that and like really giving that life was a good realization. And again, I think it'll be good for us, just for being able to give not only our audience what I think they probably want, but also being able to make new fans and then keeping ourselves happy at the same time.
Yeah, for sure, man. That's awesome, dude. And so that was one question I wanted to ask you. Because like, do you besides singing, like, have you ever played any other instruments?
Never, man.
No?
Like I screw around a little bit on the piano and like keyboards and stuff like that. But like that's I've never known how to play an instrument properly ever.
Hmm.
Which is why I never really bothered writing songs on my own. It was really when I wrote a joke song when I ended up buying a or not even a laptop, dude. It was like a desktop like Mac, and I
Okay.
had GarageBand. And so I
Oh yeah.
wrote this song about like I don't even know, like crazy, like a joke song. And
Hmm.
Dan, I remember Dan being like, okay, well, obviously it's a joke song. We're not going to use it, but this is how we need to write songs. And this is catchy. This is good. Like, do this. And I was like, what? And it was within that same time frame that I wrote Summer Girl. And I just like, I figured out how to use a computer. You can punch in, I figured out chord progressions on a piano, a vocal melody, and you're good to go. And that's what really matters, man. It's not about,
Yeah,
you need good chord progression and good vocal melody. And that's music.
that's true. Yeah. And then just fit it all around that, really.
Totally. At least
Yeah,
for
man.
me, man. That's my taste. And like I like music from every single genre. Like I don't know, I feel like it's weird for anyone. I don't trust anyone who's like, I don't like that genre. Like, really, dude? Like, because there's really good stuff in like everything. And like, people say they don't like country. I'm like, well, there's country songs that absolutely dummy your like heavy metal songs. Like, yeah, like you have to have an open mind. But to me, what always stuck out to me was within every genre I listen to some kind of hook.
Yeah.
Um, and mostly melodic, but there's even like black metal stuff I love. It's not like hook driven, but there's just something that like is like catchy to my ear. So that's always what I've been drawn to.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I was gonna ask you, like, besides the obvious genres, if you listen to like everything else, because yeah, I think for me, I'm pretty open in listening to different genres in that, but country, I find I listen to the least out of everything.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I absolutely love stuff from every genre. Like I find I was kind of making this joke the other day that you'll see so many people who will be like, "Oh my god, my music taste is so random. Like I like country, and then I have hip hop, and I even have like rock." I'm like, "Dude, you're just fucking everyone. That's what everybody
That's
has.
what
You're not like
everybody. Yeah.
that's not random. Like people just like music."
Yeah,
So
that's
yeah,
true.
I do love country. I really do. I can understand why people don't, I guess, but again, man, it's the same thing. I understand why people hate pop music. There's a lot of bad pop music, but there's also people like uh, Lady Gaga, for example. I mean, that's a little bit of a dated answer, but like
Hmm.
she like will completely fuck up the game with what she's doing, and that's like art, dude. It's I don't know, good art is good art.
Oh yeah, that's true, man. I totally agree with that.
I like it or I don't. But I
Yeah.
will say this. I will say this. I think I have a very open mind. Like you can show me anything, and I will like if it's good, I'll like it. But when I don't like something, I really don't like it. And
Oh,
like
okay.
I can't be convinced otherwise. Like, what do you mean? It's like this. I'm like, dude, I just don't like the song, which is totally fine. There's no right or wrong. You
Yeah.
know, you can't be right or wrong at what you like. But when I don't like something, I don't really give it a second chance. I'll be honest with
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, because I know there's been like a few songs where I'm iffy about, and like after a few listens, I'm like, okay. But with
you. And
you, like, are you kind of
even as
just
you
like,
say
no,
that,
fuck it?
yeah, even as you say that, like I've had that too. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't think I've ever disliked a song, like really disliked a song and then liked it, but I have had songs that were kind of just like album tracks or like very lukewarm where they grow on me, definitely.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I know you were a huge AFI guy.
Big
Did
time.
you hear their new stuff?
I did.
What'd you think? I wanted to
I'm
ask you
on
that because I knew you were. I remember from us talking, like, you were huge into them, right? So
so they're like the reason I'm in a band. Like there's no other reason I've ever like it's them. I saw them live one night and literally overnight it changed. I stopped skateboarding and I wanted to be in a band.
there
I
you
didn't
go.
even know if I could sing or anything. So yeah, I love that band. Always will like give them credit that they probably wouldn't want if they knew that they started like were the inspiration behind a band like Stereos. They'd probably throw up. But um I'm listening with an open mind and really yeah I don't think I like it, dude. I only heard they put out 2 singles in January when I was out recording the album and I did not like them. I tried. But they're putting out a new album and I'm gonna give it a try because I've actually been getting really into their old catalog again, like nostalgia
Mm,
with the whole AFI thing.
yeah.
Just because of how much like those songs meant to me. And so I don't know, man. After December Underground, like the sound shifted in a way that really just wasn't my taste. But
Yeah.
I am a firm believer that what I think doesn't fucking matter. As long as they're happy and making the music they want, that's all. I mean, because I'm obviously biased. I can't stand when people think that a band owes them something in terms of the direction they want to go.
Yeah. 100%, man. I totally agree with
So
that. I feel
yeah, but it's been
like
tough.
because that's kind of one thing that everyone's given flack is like that new A Day to Remember album.
I haven't heard it. How is it?
It's not bad. Like there's some songs in there I really enjoy, but then there's a lot where like I won't go back to them.
Yeah. Fair
And
enough.
like, yeah, you see all these old hardcore fans just being like, "This sucks, man. They're selling out. They're going like they're too produced, going too pop." Like I think they're kind of trying to get a bit more traction that way. But
Well,
do what you want to do.
yeah, what you just described makes it sound like I'm gonna like it just out of spite because I
Yeah.
fucking can't stand people like, oh, selling out. Did you shut up? Stay in the basement then.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't care. Yeah, dude. They did a song with Marshmello. Probably a couple years ago
Oh,
now,
yeah, that one wasn't on there, but I remember that one. I enjoyed that one.
I loved it. I thought it was
Yeah.
so sick. It was like I was kind of like jealous I hadn't thought of it. I thought it was such a good angle. Um, but yeah, I mean, again, like bands are going to go so many different directions, and unless you're in the room and there's a conversation where they'll say, "All right, guys, we're going to make music that we do not like simply for a financial payout,"
Yeah.
then unless that conversation takes place, you don't know what you're talking about calling someone a sellout.
Yeah, true
Because,
enough.
and you know what? Like, here's a good example. I remember being in like just out of high school, I think, and Alexis on Fire started giving Dallas more and more of a spotlight to sing on that Watch Out album.
Yeah.
And I was pissed, dude. I was like, no, like I like them heavy, like I like the small singing, but like screaming band shows what I fucking know. Like that, like they like took over the world because they
Yeah.
were in a direction that now I think is like objectively better anyway. So you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like who cares what like bratty fucking 17-year-old Pat thought when he was like only into heavy music? It like it
Yeah, it's
doesn't
funny. Either you're young and you're stuck in your ways, or you just can't get out of that mindset. Because yeah, I think everyone was like that, where you heard something you liked, and then you just wanted to keep hearing that. And if they made any changes, you just hated the change.
totally. And
Yeah.
I just said that about AFI, right? That's what like kind of my mindset is. Like they kind of changed like in a way that I thought was. Although I went down that road with them, man, because they started out like I listened from the beginning, dude. Like
Yeah.
97, they were punk rock, and then they went pop, like sort of darker, the synth pop sound, and I loved it. I was on board with the change. It's just I want to say anything recently I didn't like. But with that said, like who cares what I think? And I am living proof that you don't need to play any instruments. Make your own music then. Just
Yeah.
do it yourself.
Yeah.
Shut
Pretty
up.
much, man.
It's a big pet peeve of me, like artists or like musicians or people who like talk shit about others. Like you'll notice like the really successful ones, they don't talk shit. They don't need to.
That's true. I was gonna say that must because I think we've talked about that before too. Like when you guys got signed there, because all you guys, your history was very like pop punk bands, right?
Totally.
And then you go poppy, and you guys get signed, and of course, there's people who are like, "What the fuck, man?"
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Just like upset about it.
Tons. I had a guy who's like a buddy of mine, man, like very close. Shout out Seamus. Like we played soccer together when I was like 13, 14, and I used to write AFI on all my soccer balls instead of my name. We played like same team. And he told me like a few years ago that he like he wrote for the Gazette a little, like St. Albert Gazette. When like Stereos got big, we were no longer in touch at all at this point. He like wrote an article about how it was like fake. He's like, this guy used to listen to punk rock and he's in this pop thing. I mean, but at the same time, like, I don't know, like I still do like punk rock. Like I don't know why it's mutually exclusive. Like
Yeah.
I've never heard one argument why. Like I don't, yeah, I think that's the most boring thing on earth. It's like say like I'll only watch horror movies. You know what I mean? It's like why?
Yeah.
Like there's really good action movies. There's really good like drama movies. Like that's so dumb. You're weird if you only like one kind of movie. I think you're weird if you only like one kind of music.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
It's just, and at the end of the day, what do I know? Nothing.
Nice, man. I think you know stuff. Come on.
I certainly tell myself I do.
And how's Rob and Dan and all those guys doing?
Everyone's doing really well, man. Dan is right now living in paradise.
I know. I fucking seen that. I was like, how did he pull that off?
Yeah, dude. He got like a painting job out there, which is like this mansion or something. It's like multi big money. Like I think on the same island, it's like the owner of the Baltimore Ravens. Like it's big time like houses out there. So yeah, he's just like living on the beach painting, which he's good at, and that's exactly the kind of life Dan should be living.
I see his post. I'm like, yeah, that's Dan 100%.
Exactly. Yeah, he absolutely belongs there. That's where he's always belonged.
Yeah, God. Has he like made any trips, or he's just busy over there?
He's over there like full time, man. I have no idea when he's even back, to be honest with you.
That's crazy. Oh, good for him though, man. That's
Oh,
awesome.
dude, 100%. I love it for him.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
And how's Miles doing?
Miles is good, dude. We talk a lot, like especially with the album, but him and I have actually gotten closer than we've ever been before because of this album. Like we really, because of COVID and things like that, it was really tight in the studio. So it was just we couldn't have Dan or Rob there, and so it was just Miles, Aaron, and myself intermittently. And so Miles,
Yeah,
and
because
I,
they live in Toronto, those guys, right?
exactly, yeah.
Okay.
So we've gotten really close, and
Nice.
you know, obviously we've been in a band together for a good part of like 15 years, but at the same time, like, you know, there's the distance for like just obviously geographically, but also, you know, we've gotten older now. So Miles is good though. He's so solid. Such a
That's
solid
good.
guy.
Yeah, I haven't seen that guy in forever, man.
He's the one guy I will say who, no matter how big the band got, never changed.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, like his attitude never changed. He was just the same person the entire time.
Nice.
Yeah, or the rest of us took on the egos.
The egos.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you're not as big of an ego anymore.
Oh, I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely would hope not. Actually I saw an interview the other day we did. It was like our first acoustic performance coming back to Edmonton after like the TV show, and I'm not even joking, man. Like, I actually bummed me out. Like, I hated how I came across. Like, I wasn't a dick, but I just didn't look like I wanted to be there. And just very short answer. I was like, "Fuck, who are you, dude?" Like, it's all I've ever wanted were opportunities like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I get there, I'm like, "Yeah, new album's out, iTunes, check it out." I'm just like, "Fuck you." I
Just
would have
didn't
hated
care.
me. Yeah, I don't know. I'm upset about that. So I'll never be that way again.
Yeah, that reminds me of when you told like when you guys got nominated for Juno, and like you said you regretted what you said about TSE there.
I was trying to make a joke and it just didn't land.
It just
fucking
didn't work.
stupid. No, it didn't work. It was dumb. And
Oh fuck.
I was in the wrong, as I usually am.
Yeah, it's all good, man.
It's all good now.
So how's Toronto? Like, how's COVID over there? Any different than here?
I mean, numbers wise, it's like not doing well, man.
Yeah. Like, do they have more shut down over there? Or?
Yeah, they do. Like, you can't eat inside there still.
Still takeout.
Yeah, takeout. You can do patios, which were open just like the weekend we got in, like last week.
Oh,
But,
okay.
my understanding is that tomorrow there's another announcement that for at least like 28 days they're going back into a lockdown.
That's crazy, man.
So annoying, this stupid thing. But you know, with vaccinations and stuff like that, you got to just hope that, you know, at least on the home stretch. But we'll see. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. God, have you like seen what's going down in Florida? It's like they don't even know about it, man.
Yeah.
It's so
Florida,
insane.
Texas, same thing. It's like wide open, and you know, that's one thing. Like, one of the things I miss the most. Like, I love going to the States. Like, I love traveling, and you know, big sports fan, so I love going down there. But I am happy, man, that the borders are relatively closed, because that kind of behavior and lack of attention to the severity of it does make me nervous. So I'm very happy that you know, they're they're cut off from the rest of us for that reason.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, man. God. Yeah, I was gonna say? Just brought the travel thing there. I forgot. Goddamn.
I do that all the time. So
Always forget. No, I was gonna. Hey, so here's a question I was gonna ask you. How do you go about writing your lyrics?
Oh, good question, man. I don't really have one set way. Like, it's always melody first, I would say. 99% of the time it's melody first, so I'll just get a tune. But then one thing I've found helps lately is to get a title. Like, if I think there's like a word or phrase that is a very cool, catchy title, which is like unique, then I can usually kind of form something around that too.
Okay.
But I am never a fan of like, for me, just personally, like trying to fit a melody around lyrics. I think.
Oh, like just write the lyrics and then try and fuck around with the melody.
Yeah, I do not do that. It's almost always just like, you should hear demos. It'll literally be like doo ba doo ba ba ba, and like, and then I'll just fit words around that stuff. Like,
oh, okay, yeah, that makes more sense to me. Yeah,
it's always been my method, but you know, some people are different. Yeah, but I don't know. I've never really been able to do that. That's why I find co-writing very challenging. Is trying to fit, like, what's the term? Square peg into a round hole sometimes, where you're just like, trying too hard on like the lyrical side. Although with that said, there's 3 co-writes on this new album, and they were in like such good experiences. And
Nice.
usually I'm like opposed, so I think that even just emphasizes how well I like the experience. There's a guy named Dan Davidson. I don't know if are you aware of him? He's like a country artist, but he was in like
Name
Tupelo
sounds
Honey.
familiar.
He was in Tupelo Honey back in the day,
Oh, okay.
and now he's a solo country artist. But dude, he can.
Yeah.
I always thought I was a good writer. Like I've always had confidence in that, but this guy is
Yeah,
amazing, man. I'm very excited. Like 2 of the songs we did with him are bangers. So
that's
he's
awesome.
yeah, he's only scratched the surface. I think he's gonna do very well. I really respect the guy.
Sweet, man. You probably, I don't know. I feel like in those instances with like co-writing that are good experience, you probably learn a few things too, right?
Big time, dude.
Yeah.
You're so right. Like I co-wrote with him in like October, and I think I want to say like 5 of the songs that made the album were written either with him or since then, because then I took my own songs and wrote a couple myself. And I definitely think it was as a, I just, as a result of kind of trying to just be better because of that. So yeah, I definitely learned stuff. And I think I'm more open to it now, man. Like I said, like ego, is a term you kind of throw around and laugh about, but it's a
Yeah.
fine line. I think that confidence is so important in like driving success and believing in yourself, because no one else will. And
Yeah.
so if you harness like the side of ego, I think it's a very good thing. And but on the other side, if it got in the way of me being like, I'm just going to write the whole album myself, like I need to, then I think the album would have been worse than it is. So yeah, it's life's a work in progress, but I think you're right. Long way of answering that, but yeah,
Yeah.
working with him, I do think was very beneficial for me as a writer on my own.
Awesome. Man. Yeah, no, and I remember mentioning it to you before, like, yeah, I know with you writing the songs yourself too. With me and Dylan, it like I've kind of more so been doing more of the writing and then bringing it over to him and we kind of piece it together. But fuck,
Yeah,
it works so much better versus having like 5 guys trying to write a song.
yeah, I'll never really do that, to be honest. Like that's
Yeah.
like the jamming in the basement type stuff. I hate that. But I mean, again, as if you're open to best idea wins, no like hard feelings and things like that, then usually you get a really good product, because
Yeah, it's true.
sometimes feelings can be hurt if you're like, I don't like that. But that's a good thing about Dan is I'll pitch something like, no, that's no good. It's like, fuck, awesome. All right, let's keep going. I don't there's no part of me that's like, sinks or whatever. I like that
Yeah.
honesty. Yeah, I think it makes it better for sure.
Yeah, as long as the idea is there, yeah, for sure. That makes a lot
It
of
ain't
sense.
preschool.
Fuck, man. And how's the family been?
Good, dude. The family is, like my sister has a now 2-year-old, and
Mm,
she is like incredible. I love her tons, but I can't really see her, which is tough, very tough.
yeah.
And she's teaching, man, and she's in and out of having to isolate because of students testing. Like it's a whole mess.
Yeah,
That's
God.
tough. COVID is tough on the family side, but otherwise, I think we're doing well, just as a unit. Mom, dad, and everything.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah,
How
my
about you?
boy. Oh, we're doing good. Yeah, just he started kindergarten in September. So
Exciting.
yeah, man. It was, who expected, him to start school wearing a mask and all this crazy shit.
Dude, I kind of have conversations about that semi often about like what's going to be normal to kids growing up. Is this going to be a blip on the radar, or masks going to be something that are the way going forward that like kids are cooler with than we are, because they kind of just learned it as kids, and like you know what I mean? Like it's going to be
Yeah.
interesting to see where that goes. I
Yeah, and it
did.
wasn't too bad too, like with kids at that age, it's like, oh, they get to like wear these, there's all these different masks that look cool. Like, oh, this one's
Exactly.
Batman, this one's Spider-Man. Like it's like they kind of find it fun in that way, right?
I think that's
So
awesome.
that
You know.
innocence is just like, I wish I had that right
Oh,
now.
same here, man. Same here.
Yeah.
Like I actually went to Costco yesterday to buy more masks, and I was like, I fucking hate that this is something I have to do. But at the end of the day, is life that bad because we have to wear a mask? Absolutely not.
Yeah, 100%, man.
COVID sucks. Wearing a mask, it's whatever. Who cares?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, the only thing that kind of would suck was we had it once where he had like a severe cough at school, so we had to go pick him up. And then of course, my wife has to stay home for like a few days because we have to get him tested. We have to wait for the results, and like we
Yeah.
can't send him back until we figure all this out.
Yeah, I've heard of way too many stories about that, man. Like, like my sister again, like her daughter goes to a daycare, and one
Mm.
kid has symptoms, and they all got to kind of like back off. It's just it's a nightmare, man.
Yeah, man. And like I remember always taking them to like grocery stores too, just to shop and stuff.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen anymore.
No. Yeah. Exactly.
It's
Exactly.
by myself, and even like if I were to take them, I'd just be worried because kids when they're in a grocery store, they want to touch everything.
Yeah. Totally, dude.
So
Exactly. It's wild that it's like kind of like just a year now, where like this time last year we were like disinfecting all the groceries we brought back. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
just
we really went deep.
yeah, same.
It
Because you
was
don't know,
nuts.
man. Like I didn't want COVID, and so yeah, I was like terrified of everything. Which was,
Oh yeah. Like what changed for you work wise? Because where were you working then?
So man, I was just working at the arena with hockey last year.
Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, you did the playoffs there, right?
So then I was lucky, man. I was like one of like two people who was brought back on my level to do the playoffs. And yeah, I was there when they won the Stanley Cup when Tampa won it. It was
That must have been
surreal.
so fucking weird with like no
So
people
weird.
there.
Dude, the weirdest. Like you can't
Oh
imagine.
my
It was
god.
so weird.
Like
It was,
like holding the cup up, just silence.
and like so they had I'm pretty sure I remember they had like this pyro that went off when he like lifted the cup, but then you can hear individual voices, the guys being like, yeah. Like you would never hear that above the crowd. You know what I mean?
Jeez.
And you like hear them just like talk, like you can hear their voices from the ice. It was surreal, man. And I'm really hoping for a billion reasons that this sort of an unprecedented and never again seen way of it being won,
Yeah.
But on the other side, I'm like super thankful that I was able to be in the building. If you would have told me last year that I'd be in Edmonton working the arena job that I'd had for like 4 years, seeing the Stanley Cup be won, I'd have been thrilled.
Yeah.
But little did I know it was like Tampa beating Dallas to an empty crowd. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
No doubt, eh?
And I was watching
Jesus.
from an empty suite, but yeah, it
Yeah.
was very cool to be there. So yeah, that was. But that obviously, I was very lucky that I was able to be called back. And now, as far as I know, there's nothing open at the arena in terms of like what I was doing.
Oh, okay. Did you so like being you were working there, like did you have to get tested a bunch or no?
I got tested every single day.
Okay, kind of
So
figured.
that
Yeah.
was great, actually. And that at that point, I was able to kind of see family a little bit, just because
Oh, okay.
I was as safe as anyone could be with 24-hour testing. Like you get your results within 12 to 18.
Okay.
So it was great peace of mind for me to know that like I would catch it like that if anything were to come up, or if anyone on my like they'd shut down entire floors. Sometimes there were like I kind of I don't know if I'm allowed to say this,
Okay.
but
Well, I can edit it out.
hey, okay. And as far as I know, 0 players tested positive. I felt so bad for them, dude. Like
Oh, dude.
they were like living in like there's only so much fucking ping pong you can play, golf simulators you can do without losing your mind. I felt so bad.
Oh yeah, and like they're like away for so long from their families. Like,
That's dude. I felt the worst for Dallas because
yeah,
they were in the bubble as long as you could possibly be in the bubble, and lost and didn't come home with like a cup.
that's true. Yeah, man. All
That's
that
gotta
for
be
nothing.
devastating, man.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
brutal.
So I gotta hand it to the players and staff who were able to go through that whole thing.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just, I'm glad to be watching hockey again though.
Oh, me too, man. I'm getting
Like,
like pretty obsessed because
yeah.
the
Last
Oilers
game was
got,
last game was brutal though, man.
oh, it was terrible. You know what though? Like, how nice is it to be an Oiler fan and like be able to have a loss like that and not feel like you want to die inside?
That's
Because we're
true.
always like right on the cusp of a playoff spot where every loss you're like, fuck, it's over. And now
Yeah.
it's like, you know what? I feel like very confident we're going to make the playoffs. We have a good team this year, and like
Oh yeah.
one loss, doesn't bother me as much as it used to.
Oh yeah, because it's what is it? Canadians are under us, and then Calgary's under them, and like
Vancouver and Calgary, or Vancouver and Montreal are kind of teams we got to look out for, I think.
yeah, because we're all pretty
yeah,
much tied up with the same number of games, except Montreal because they're thing there. But
right.
but it's
And
like the
Winnipeg's
point system.
tough,
It's just like you chill a bit because it's like okay, we're good, we're good.
Exactly. Yeah, and I think Winnipeg's obviously a very good team.
Yeah,
But
and then
in
Toronto.
we just we cannot solve them.
Yeah, like that 3-game sweep. Oh, that was bothersome.
Oh, that was a rough little patch.
Yeah, it
I
was
was
bad.
not happy.
Oh god.
But
Yeah,
dude, I
no, I'm
started watching
excited.
Vegas a lot.
Oh,
As like
Vegas,
a
yeah.
second favorite team, Vegas, and they're fun, man. They win a lot, which helps if you're gonna like cheer for a team. And man, they're so good. Like people kind of poke fun at the North Division, but they're kind of right, man. Like there are some teams in different divisions that are way better than the teams in our division. So we're very
Yeah,
lucky that the division we have is the one we're in.
that's true. Although it's going to be, yeah, when we do the playoffs and we have to face the other ones, it's going to be like a wake up call.
Totally. I mean, you never know, man. All bets are off in the playoffs because like whoever goes to play those other divisions is going to have to have won 2 series already, and then all bets are off. So
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Man, I'm excited for freaking Seattle.
me
play.
too. I think that's going to be really cool.
Excited. I love Seattle.
Yeah, same. And I think they're like I was very skeptical about like what their uniform because I hate like a lot of some like new teams. I'm just like, oh, it looks so lame. But I think the uniforms look sick. The name is sick. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked.
Yeah, because that's the thing. You never know if the look is going to be good. Like that was the same thing with like Vegas, but fuck, they nailed it.
They did, and I didn't like it at first, man. Vegas,
no,
no. At first, I was like, oh, I thought the name was lame. I thought like the gold flakes in the jersey and the white gloves, but like, dude, it didn't take very long. Like,
yeah,
halfway through that first season, I was like, okay, this team is sick. Oh, and we went to a game there the first year.
Oh, nice.
So I saw the atmosphere and I was like, dude, I can't hate this. Like, their fans are like wild and like they're not just like bandwagon. Like they love that team there. And so
yeah, going to a Vegas game would be a blast, man.
it was wicked. It sucked because they fucking dummied the Oilers, but
yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm a kind of a fan.
Nice. What'd you think of the retro Oilers jerseys there? The
I love them. I love them. I just don't like the orange pants.
That's the thing. The orange pants. I was like, holy shit.
They just had the like light or the royal blue pants. With that, I think they would be super tight. I cannot stand when we go off of like the traditional blue and orange. So like people wanted to see like the cog or the like the the copper blue. Like I hate stuff. Like it's gotta be blue and orange for me. And I love our logo. I'm like, I'm biased, but yeah.
I think that was the thing for me was those orange pants because there was so much orange. I was like,
yeah, they're a little silly. But
God, man. What'd you think of the Super Bowl? That was pretty rough, man.
Drunk like before it was big surprise. I was pretty drunk by the end of like the first quarter, so I didn't really give a fuck, to be honest. I mean, I love the fact that like we are watching like history with Brady. You know what I mean? Like when he's gone, I'll be sad because it's literally one of those legendary talents, like his first year, and I think that's great. I was hoping for the Chiefs because I love Mahomes, and I think that he is like the way forward.
Yeah.
And I heard a crazy stat that if the Chiefs won that Super Bowl, Patrick Mahomes would have won 2 Super Bowls before he lost his 10th NFL game. So he's now lost 10 total. Games. He's lost 10 games, but it would have been 9 and then 2 Super Bowls. That's like unheard of.
That's crazy.
I know. So I love him, and I hope he has like a very long, successful career. But yeah, man, I couldn't complain. I thought it was like I love that Brady was able to win it. I love their coach Bruce Arians too. So yeah, I was happy. I was kind of gonna be happy with either outcome, to be honest.
Yeah, true enough. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think after the first quarter, it was just like, this game's done.
Yeah, like it's too bad that it wasn't more exciting.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Like you want an exciting game, regardless. But
exactly. But yeah, I was gonna be happy with any of the last 4 because I love the Packers. I love Aaron Rodgers, and then the Bills are obviously so sick. I love that they're doing well because that team, the city needs it. But yeah, I don't know. Football is gonna be fun next year too, I think.
Yeah, that's true. And then I guess because I know you guys are big sports guys. Like besides all of that, what have you been doing to keep yourself busy besides that and music?
That's the thing, man. Like I said, it's just music right now. It's kind of I have tunnel vision with that whole thing right now. So
yeah, like
I said, a lot of busy, like very, very busy weeks and months, and then a lot of downtime. And so in the downtime, I'm just trying to write more. Because that's my goal long term is just I can't be probably a pop singer forever. So just work on the songwriting thing and try and carve out a place there. So just a lot of writing. And Rob in the band, as like a lot of people know, is a personal trainer, and he's been kind of whooping my butt twice a week too. So I've been trying to get more workouts and stuff like that. But
he's coaching you.
He is, yeah. But it's been really beneficial. So just I don't know, life is kind of good right now, man. Just kind of the calm before the storm.
Awesome, dude.
And yeah.
That's good to hear, man. Working out, staying in shape. That's good.
Trying my best.
Yeah. Did you like work out a lot before or no?
Not really, man. Like kind of like I've gone through phases, and because like the guys in my band, like Miles, Dan, and Rob are all so active
Yeah.
that I've always kind of worked out on the side, but like never like seriously. I'd go to the gym like 3-4 times a week, but never like with any sort of purpose or diet or anything like that. So
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
yeah, I mean it goes in waves. It's tough, man, especially with the pandemic and like gyms closing.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Everyone just staying at home wanting to binge eat and watch Netflix and shit.
I definitely did that in the first lockdown. Like it was
Yeah.
I did nothing. Yeah.
Do you watch like much shows or anything like that, or
Um, not really, man. Like
no?
I have like a list of things I want to start watching, but then I'll just go to like the the ones I've watched a million times. So not
Oh
really.
yeah,
Right
just
now,
your
sports on like not at all.
good like go-tos because you know they're gonna be good. What
Mhm.
are they?
Okay, so actually, my main go-to is actually a show that I'm surprised not a lot of people have heard of or watched, but it's called Veep. Have you heard of it?
Veep? I love Veep, man.
Okay, you like Veep, then great,
Yeah.
man. You don't understand how many people I've asked, like,
How does no one know Veep?
dude, I don't know, maybe I have dumb friends. Well, that's probably it, but
I mean, that show's like fucking won so many awards, man.
so many, dude, and it's incredible. Like,
It's hilarious. I
it is
love that show.
so funny. And so yeah, like almost every night to fall asleep, I'll watch like Veep, and I'm
Nice.
just like, I think my third time right now through the whole entire thing. I love documentaries, so
Yeah.
like any sort of true crime, I'll watch,
Mm.
but then I just like rifle through them, so they're over like way too fast.
Yeah, I'm pretty addicted to those too. I could literally just binge it in a night.
And that's what I
I
do.
can't stop. I'm like, I gotta finish this.
Exactly. I'll stay up till like 3 a.m. watching them.
Exactly. Yeah,
So that sucks because then they're done way too fast. But
that's true.
I don't know. There's that new documentary on the emission scandal in the States. I don't know if you've seen that or heard of it.
Oh yeah, I seen a preview for that. Yeah,
The
that'd be a
college
good
version,
one.
It's very, very interesting, man. I recommend that.
Yeah, nice.
And then yeah, like basically any documentary where people are getting murdered.
Yeah,
They're
pretty
not
much.
sick.
That's true. Yeah. What other shows? What's on your list of like things to watch though?
Let's see. What have I been told to watch? There's something called Behind Her Eyes. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's pretty good.
You've seen it?
It's pretty good.
Okay, cool. Maybe I'll watch
There's
it
a
then.
good twist in that one.
That's what I heard. Okay, maybe I will watch that then.
It's not long either. It's like 6 episodes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll check that one out. What else? Oh, there's a show called Your Honor, which is like
Oh yeah, dude.
Bryan Cranston, and it takes place in New Orleans, which is my favorite city in the world. So I absolutely need to watch that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
You've seen that one too, hey?
Yeah.
You've seen
Man,
everything?
I'm fucking my
Hell
nights,
yeah.
my nights, man. Besides like music, it's just like binge watching shit.
Yeah. What else are you gonna do? Oh, it's
That's
awesome.
pretty much. And plus,
Okay, well,
like you can't see down here in the basement, but like I got like a projection screen and all that stuff.
oh, that's so
So I'm
sick.
like, all right, let's do it right.
Oh, exactly. No, that's wicked. Okay,
Yeah,
well,
so-
good for you. I'm glad we did this so I can get actual feedback
Hell yeah, man.
on stuff I've been told. I can't really think of anything else at the top of my head. Those are the two big ones which I know I intend on watching.
Yeah, Your
Oh.
Honor. Good, yeah.
Dude, I watched this show. What was it called? It was it was Nicole Kidman and Hugh Grant and like
Oh. Fuck. Why am I blanking on the name?
did you watch it?
Yes, I did.
So I did watch it.
Yeah.
And oh my fucking god, was I mad at the ending.
Yeah.
Just like what you thought the whole time was the thing is what it was.
Yeah. Like they kind
No
of.
twist. Like it's from episode 1, you're
Yeah.
like, okay, well he did it. Spoiler alert, by the way.
Spoiler alert. Yeah.
And then they're just like, oh yeah, no matter all the things he said, he just fucking did it. You're like,
Yeah,
well,
especially like the way they went about it, because it's like they made it look like the kid might have did something when he like
Right,
when
right.
they found the thing in his case and stuff. You're
Totally.
like,
So
what
it
the
should
fuck?
like the whole show is like, it looks like the guy did it, but there's gonna be something where it's like a twist where like he didn't. But then the whole time they're just like, it looks like he did it,
But he did
and
it.
he did.
Exactly.
Thanks. That's one episode then. That's all we need.
Yeah, I want that. Yeah, that was a pretty unsatisfying
Fuck
thing.
that show.
Because yeah, I think everything was good up until the ending there. You're like, come on, man, you could have did better on the ending.
Totally. So dumb. Have you seen that
The
movie?
Undoing. That's what it's called. The Undoing.
Yeah, do it. Yeah.
That's what.
Did you watch Soul, that Pixar movie?
I did.
I thought that movie was wicked.
That was pretty sweet.
It's crazy how like Pixar movies are like almost better than like like the frequency with which they are awesome is more than like regular movies. Like they're all good.
I know. It's crazy. Yeah, they
I
just
know.
know how to fucking do those movies, man.
And they're like for kids, but also like you can be an adult and be like, yo, this is sick, this is funny. Like the humor's good, the jokes are good. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was like an interesting thing to tackle with like death and stuff.
I
For
know.
a
And so I
Pixar
heard that,
movie, I was like,
yeah. I heard that some people were kind of upset about that, but also the easy solution is that you just don't show your kid if you have a problem with that.
yeah, true enough.
There we go.
Yeah, it was definitely a more serious thing to talk about, but I thought it was cool.
Yeah. And if you're not ready to have it, don't have it. But
Yeah.
I thought it was very well done. Shout out Pixar.
Yeah, man, they know how to do it. So good, so good. Yeah, man, no, there's so many. Yeah, I don't know. I've kind of always been that way. Just like if there's a good show, check it out, watch it. Like I'm watching Lovecraft Country
Okay, cool.
off HBO. That's an interesting show, man.
You like it?
Yeah, I think you gotta watch the first 2 episodes to get to like really dive into it.
Okay.
And then shit just goes really strange in that show.
Does it have to do with like the author, like H.P. Lovecraft, or is it like based on that, or do you know?
Yeah, kind of like because like with his books and stuff, it dives into that. Like it's
Oh, okay, cool.
it's like 1950s with like because like it's like this one black guy finds his dad, and there's like all this weird shit that's going on that they're trying to figure out. It's super interesting. It's really good.
Interesting. Yeah, I like used to read some of his stories like back when I was like really into The Cure.
Oh yeah,
So,
The Cure.
yeah, fuck, The Cure rules. But yeah, I would check that out for sure.
Yeah, no, yeah, man. You can't go wrong with HBO, bro.
Dude, they don't miss much.
They don't. No, are you reading lots? Are you a big reader?
Not at all.
No.
Although I've kind of started lately, so a little bit, kind of just like books Rob will give me. Like he's good with like motivational stuff, but
like kind of self-help stuff and whatnot.
yeah, and just like why not? I figure like it can't hurt, and he yeah, so a little bit, man, but like honestly not a ton. I swear I have like some sort of ADD. I find it very tough to concentrate on reading.
Yeah, no, I've never been a big reader too, but yeah, I've read a bunch of the self-help stuff, which like some of it's pretty good. Hits home, so it's nice.
Yeah, and I found that like almost every single one of them, there's some where I really like them, and there's stuff that I will latch on to, but almost none of them do I find like front to back. Am I like, okay, this is amazing? Like I'll take some from some and other parts of others, but yeah, I mean, it's never a waste of time.
No, it's true. Yeah, like what's gonna do damage? I don't think so.
Depends on your reading, I guess.
Yeah. Hey, let me ask you this: if you could give, or if you can think of something, like an unpopular opinion that you have, and kind of go off that for a second.
Bike lanes.
What about them?
Are dumb as fuck when they replace like parking, because
yeah, I agree with you.
I'm all for helping the environment, but when we live in a winter climate and like you're literally removing the street parking for buildings, like this happened to me. Like we had street parking out front and then it got removed for bike lanes. I get absolutely furious, and I think they're the stupidest things. We live in the Arctic, so figure that out.
Yeah, because for work, because I work a lot around like White Ave and stuff. So trying to fucking find a place to park, you have to like park like a block or two away.
Yeah,
like,
dude, that's where I was living, right? One block off White Ave, and it was like we lost our street parking.
Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, that's fucking annoying. I hate that.
And also when it becomes like cold enough outside that you have to put those ridiculous tires on the bike, just
those big ass.
Yeah, call it a day, dude. Just it's not bike weather. Put it in the shed. Absolutely.
There's those people that are just way too into it, man.
I know. But at the end of the day, who cares? They're probably in way better shape than me, and they're gonna live longer.
Yeah, I guess so. What are you drinking there?
Just water. Water.
Yeah. Staying hydrated.
Yeah, well, we just did a week in Toronto, so I was doing a very good job at dehydrating myself all week. So now I'm trying to live a little bit more, responsibly. Diet's
Word, man.
back on, water's back on. Yeah.
That was one question I was gonna ask you because I find like Dylan agrees too. Like anytime, like with the new Stereos track, when we heard you singing, when I showed him it, it's
Mhm.
just like the same response. It's like fucking Pat,
What
man.
about fucking Pat?
Like you're just so good. You nail it every time.
Oh, that's such a nice thing to say. I
That's
mean,
just
there's
like
probably
anything we hear you on. It's just like even I showed him the In All Alone stuff, and it's the same thing. It's like fucking Pat.
hey man, that means a lot, especially in alone, dude. That was so fun. Like it was.
I
I
love
hadn't.
those songs, man. That was
Me
awesome.
too. Thank
Yeah.
you, thank you. Yeah, no, I hadn't done music in so long, and like of course, no secret, pop punk and punk rock was like a big thing that got me in the door with music. So to make songs like that again, and with people who I really enjoyed making music with, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, man. No, yeah. I even love your photo shoot there with the fucking
The
hockey
rollerblades,
gear. Yeah,
or
that
yeah,
was good.
dude, it was ridiculous. I'm so surprised none of us broke their hip.
And
Um,
I think Nick was telling me, like, did you guys see Dry Side
okay,
when you're doing
so
that?
that's the claim.
Okay.
We were outside taking these photos, and they said that they saw him walk by. I didn't see it. I
You
think
didn't
it's
see
probably
it?
garbage, but it's now become like legend that Dry Settle walked by as we were taking those photos. I think it's complete garbage, but
Okay, because yeah, he showed me like one photo where all you guys are like looking a certain way. He's like, you see that photo right there? And then yeah, he basically told me that. I was like, oh shit, no way.
so what was happening in that photo, I'm sure, is like Rob most likely was like, "That's Dry Settle." We're all like, "What?" And
Okay.
although to be fair, I think there's a few people who thought it was Dry Settle. I didn't even see the guy, so I'd
Oh,
be
you didn't see
surprised if it was just like taking a stroll though,
Yeah.
like down, like I don't know, it doesn't really sound uh likely to me, but it could have been. Let's say
Yeah.
it was. Yeah, absolutely. He walked by.
Done.
He graced our photo shoot.
There you go. And so are you guys done with like the In All Alone stuff?
I mean, there's no reason to say it's done or to quit or to like break it up.
Yeah.
Like why
I know
would
you
we?
guys are obviously busy with Stereos, of course. So.
But yeah, it's going to be almost impossible to really give it any attention for the next little while.
Nice. Yeah, true enough.
So never say never, though. You never know. It could be really fun to do something again. I love making songs like that, so I would, never shut the door on it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that was fun too. Like when, because my first time playing a live show in forever was with you guys at fucking Temple there. So that was fun.
Yeah,
Getting to see you guys actually like perform those songs too was really cool.
it was fun, man. Yeah, like and like there's a different vibe altogether with like pop punk or punk rock shows too. So yeah, I mean, I would love to do it again down the road if it made sense for sure.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it'd be nice to freaking go to a show, play a show.
Exactly, dude.
Oh,
Cannot wait.
yeah, I'm stoked, man. Whenever that happens. And yeah, like, because what are they saying? I don't know if it'll count to shows, but I wouldn't be surprised. But like them doing that like vaccine passport thing
Yeah,
for
yeah.
like traveling. Like I
That was
could
kind of inevitable, yeah, that it would be involved
with like
in.
concerts or festivals.
I could see it happening, yeah. Or like maybe both, but I could see a world in which we're completely open, but masks are still around.
Oh, that'd be so weird.
It would be weird playing to a crowd of people in masks, but I don't know, man. I'll do it.
Yeah,
If we have to. I just
if
want,
you gotta do
yeah.
it, yeah, that's true.
I've never needed shows to come back as much as I do now, to be honest. So
Yeah, I hear you, man. It's like, have you watched any of those like live stream shows or anything?
I'm sure I've seen a couple, man, but like not off the top of my head. I'll do whatever I have to do. If that's something that's in the cards for us, then sure. But I don't know. I don't know, man. There's something about like to me, growing up in the scene I did with punk rock and everything like that. The show is about the crowd interaction for me as much as anything else. Like I don't really
100%, yeah.
feel. I've always said I'll never be a singer in a cover band, just
Mm,
because I love music, absolutely, but I don't necessarily love playing music. I love playing my music, and I love performing my music for people who are like, there to see me and like to have that like to feed off a crowd. Like I don't. Long way of saying like I don't know how much it jazzes me the idea of doing something live stream. Again, I would do. I'm not saying I wouldn't do it. I
yeah,
probably would, but it's not the same. And I'm sure the artists who do them would agree with me anyway. No one's saying this is better, but everyone's just kind of trying to make a living, so I get that. But Yeah, at the end of the day, if it's at all possible to kind of hold out for the real thing, that's my preference for sure.
Yeah, the one thing I just find crazy is like the crazy amount that some of those like live stream shows like they charge you just to watch it online. You know what I mean?
Well, see,
Like
then that's it's
I get what you got to do to survive.
well, there you go. And so
Yeah,
I will always say, like, every artist deserves every penny they get, like,
yeah,
because it's always generating income that they've earned. So I
yeah.
get why they're charging that much, but at the same time, of course, I can see it from the fan perspective. Why would you want to pay? It's just
You
like
want
I
to
said.
be there, man.
Exactly, dude. Just like I said, I have no desire to do a live stream thing because I want the crowd to be there. I feel like the crowd has every right to say the same thing. It's like, well, no,
Yeah,
I'll pay you the money for a ticket, but I want to do it in person.
yeah, that's true.
So,
And then
yeah, I mean, this isn't anyone's plan A, anyways. I know we're all just trying to make whatever we can work, but
yeah, trying to get past all this.
it just ain't the same.
No, I agree, man. And so like are you listening to like anything new, or because I know you said you're definitely big into the podcast lately, right?
Yeah, I mean, I listen to a ton of podcasts, but it's kind of like situation dependent. So yeah, I'm definitely listening to music. Like, I am
What's on your
really
playlist right now?
the new Bieber, dude. I think it's incredible. I think there's like
Really
2 or 3 songs that are wildly,
interesting.
wildly good. I got into this like punk rock band called Pleasure Venom, which is
Pleasure Venom.
Pleasure Venom, dude. It's all girl, all black punk rock band, and they are incredible. They're so good.
Oh,
Um,
have you heard of oh my god, what is the name? It's kind of the same thing. It's like a three-piece girl, like black girl pop punk band.
oh, really?
Uh yeah, fuck, they just got signed to Fueled by Ramen.
Sounds awesome.
Uh it's Meet Me at the Anchor, or Meet Me at the Altar is their name.
Okay, I don't think I've heard them. I'll check
Yeah,
it
you should
out
check
then.
them out. They're really good.
You like it? Awesome.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, they're like
definitely.
19. I'm like, fuck.
Fuck yeah, good for them.
Yeah, man,
That's
it's crazy.
I've always really liked female like fronted punk rock bands. Like I don't know if you remember the Lunatics or I'm trying to
Oh
think
yes.
some other ones back in the day, the Donnas, and
Hmm.
it's just such an interesting take on it. And I don't know, I've always loved those bands. So yeah, definitely check them out. That's
Yeah,
good.
the one nice thing that I'm finding like with my Spotify, just because like with checking out all these songs, is you're definitely starting to see like a lot more like diverse like groups getting together. You know,
Yeah,
like hip hop or raps blending into like pop punk or punk. It's just like fuck, this is like sounding really sweet.
totally, man. I couldn't agree more. I think that like now that anyone can kind of like the quality you can record with just at home and like the accessibility of making music is a good thing. It's kind of like the analogy where hockey is a rich kid sport, right?
Mm,
And so you miss out on a lot of really talented athletes who don't get the right start because they don't have the financial access to get there. So you'll see like a lot of the best athletes will do things that they can play in school, whether it's football, basketball, things like that. Well, music is kind of, I hope, going in that direction too, where the easier it becomes, and we're going to get the best musicians possible. And hopefully, people who might not have pursued it before because they couldn't afford instruments or couldn't afford studio time are able to not only record themselves but get themselves on Spotify relatively easy. So
yeah.
yeah, I think it's only gonna make everything better.
And what do you think? I don't know where you stand on it with like the royalties off Spotify. Then, because a lot of people say like it's like it's got to change and shit, right? It's like 0.004 of a cent every
Yeah,
stream, I think.
yeah. No, hey man, I think
Oh, there's a cat.
yeah, I'm living in an absolute jungle. I think they're about to scrap. Yeah, man, fuck. Music is free. Your music is free. You have to accept that music's free, and we've moved into this world. I honestly think it's way too far gone to really monetize in a meaningful way.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, and like you know, you could pound on the table for CDs or records, and when cassettes were obsolete, like we've been through this. So you can
yeah,
whine all you want, but it's the reality. Like I don't really have an opinion on it, man. Like I think it is what it is. Um, Now, like I want to be very clear that like my opinion is not probably as informed as others who like really recognize like what does Spotify make and what do they make off, advertisers and things like that? Is it being distributed fairly or not? And
Yeah.
if those things could be improved, then for sure, like, dude, I am all in favor of artists making money. Anything that will get an artist paid, I think, is a positive. And so if they're getting fucked, then yeah, I don't think it's fair. But I do think that at a certain point, you got to be like, hey, man, like, you still got to get out there and play shows, sell merch, and sync is in the whole other side of the music and publishing, and
Yeah.
it's wild, man. Don't get into music to make money. Just don't.
Yeah, sure enough.
So dumb. Because
especially these days, man.
yeah, exactly. You just have to do it because you love it. And if you do make money, then that's amazing. But if that's your motivating factor, you're doing it for the wrong reason.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
But I mean, it's a fine line, right? I don't think that anyone should be exploited. Like, anyone who's getting millions and millions of plays with their music, I do think should be able to pay their fucking bills too. So
yeah, that's kind of that's what sucked with the live shows, right? Because that was a lot of like artists saving grace there for money, right?
Yep, 100%. And I feel for them big time.
And even the venues too, man. Like,
and that's the thing, we're losing venues. Yeah,
that's brutal, man. Yeah, I don't want to see any more venues go, man.
No, me.
Like, we've lost enough here. Fuck.
I know, we can't afford to. I agree with you 100%.
Especially like Starlight Room.
Oh, I know, dude. It's iconic. That's where I saw AFI.
Yeah, we can't lose that.
It means a lot to me, man. It means a lot to me, for sure.
Yeah, we can't lose that shit, man.
No, I agree.
No, here, I was gonna ask you some random questions here.
Hell yeah.
Quick one off the top of my head, because I know you'd like to rip Dan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, who'd you rather be? You on your worst day or Dan on his best day?
Jesus.
Ooh, that's a tough.
It's tough to answer because there's such a gray area there. I mean, I'm gonna choose being myself. Obviously, I'm not gonna be like, yeah, Dan. But as much shit as I talk about the guys, because I love them desperately, and I think that being Dan's probably awesome. But on my worst day, I still have hair.
Okay, there you go. And then who would you put on your Mount Rushmore of artists/bands?
Ooh, good question. Prince.
Oh.
I will say AFI. I have to.
Yeah, you gotta put it.
I'm legally obligated. Mount Rushmore is 4, right?
Yeah, it's 4. Yeah.
Oh, hold on one sec.
Yep.
My cat is eating the dinner that I've yet to cook. Okay, Prince, AFI. I'm trying to think of like the real iconic ones. Who else is there? Mm-hmm. Notorious B.I.G.
Oh.
And good God.
It's always the last one that's hard to come up with.
I know, but the thing is like, this shouldn't be hard for me. Fetty Wap.
Who?
Fetty Wap.
Oh, really? Fetty Wap?
I don't know. It's kind of a silly one, but I like every single one of his songs. So yeah.
All right, there you go. And what do you? What the hell was I gonna say? Because the Mount Rushmore.
Actually, I'm gonna throw Ariana Grande on there instead.
Really?
That's a voice that it makes me.
You would love to have her voice.
She's incredible, incredibly talented. Yes.
Yeah, no, she definitely. Yeah, she's got the vocals. That's for sure.
Does she over here?
God, man. What do you do for a warm up for your vocals? Like, do you do a warm up in the studio before you sing?
Oh yeah. It's very long, very very annoying.
Oh really?
Yeah, I went to like a voice coach. I've gone like to a bunch of different ones, but I went to the one that I went to years ago, and then I went to her again last year, and I were like, now that iPhones exist, I kind of recorded the entire rundown of like warm-ups she has me do, and they're terrible sounding, but they really do help. So
nice.
Yeah, just about. Yeah, I'm sure you've heard people warm up, and it's
can be boring.
Yeah, it's pretty boring, but it's hey man, it helps. And
yeah,
it can get you. It's the difference between a good performance and a bad one a lot of the time. So
that's
true.
Did you over the years, did you do like a lot of vocal training, like getting like
Mm,
lessons or coaching
in
and
and
stuff?
out. Yeah,
Yeah.
again, more before stereos. Like I did quite a bit before,
Mm.
and then not really during, and then not till again like last year. So there was a
Okay.
gap there of about 10 years, and I felt like it was really good to just kind of recalibrate.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
And out of all the songs that are out now, if you could cover one, what would you cover?
Mm, the
I guess in a sense of like maybe you could do something cool with it.
Ooh, okay. I would say "Only the Good Die Young" by Billy Joel. It's one of my
Oh,
favorite songs, and I don't think I think if it had like a new spin, that could be really cool.
nice, man. Nice. That'd be
I love
sweet.
that tune.
And I guess like with anyone who's like wanting to become a vocalist or be better at singing, like what kind of tips or advice would you give them?
There's a lot of people who would be very upset that you're asking me for singing tips because I think I'm
Dude,
probably
you're
not very good.
come on.
I think I'm fine, but I'm just saying, that whole auto-tune thing, like, pissed a lot of people off. Dude, honestly, like, get a
Who's
vocal
honest?
coach. It's as
Yeah.
easy as that. Get a vocal coach. Like, yeah, it's kind of like a Connor McDavid has a skating coach. That's the best
Yeah.
way I can put it. The
There you go.
fastest man on skates in the world has a coach.
Yeah.
So if you're a good singer, they're going to help you. If you're probably not a very good singer, if you're pitchy or if like your timing is off, that's one thing, man. As important as pitch is timing,
Yeah.
because that drives me up the wall when people can't get timing. But yeah, vocal coaches can help you with all that, and so they can probably get you to a place where your vocals are, at least in a better spot. So
Yeah.
I definitely benefit from coaching, and that goes without saying. But people
And
way
I
better than me
was
do too.
yeah, I was gonna ask you what a pet peeve of yours was, but it sounds like it's timing.
Like with singers
Yeah.
specifically,
Yeah.
um, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's different. That's more like in the studio.
Oh,
Like
okay.
some people who have pitch and then they just can't get the timing down. It's like, oh my god, like you can't even work with that. Like you can't tune timing.
Yeah, true
Um,
enough.
so yeah, I mean, in terms of like voices, I don't know. Again, it's very tough for me to have pet peeves with other people's stuff because we're all just trying to do.
You're such an open guy.
I'm trying to get better, dude.
And then one thing that because I did one with Nick and that, but one thing I want to kind of do at the end of these is have you guys tell like a hilarious or embarrassing story, like touring or a show or something like that. If you got one that you can think of. I know you got like millions, so
Yeah, I'm sure I do. Trying to think, one that I haven't told you because I feel
I've
like
heard a few.
and one that's not. Did I tell you about the weed cookie?
No.
Okay. So I don't really smoke weed, never really have. I'm absolutely love the fact that it's legal because I think it's good for you and like it's helps a lot of people, especially with sobriety and things like that, and like being able to get on, it's better than painkillers. Anyways, totally support it, but it's never been for me. I don't like smoking anything because it fucks up my voice anyway.
Yeah.
But we did a tour with Headley years ago, and on the first night they left like a plate of cookies in our room. They said, "This is for the tour." And so right away, our drummer Aaron, who's big time into weed, is like, "Oh yeah, these are pot cookies." So he kind of handled those, and he was taking them every night, and he was getting like, their edibles getting blitzed out of his tree, whatever. We then played a show in Winnipeg, and because we were like the second band always, like we didn't get sound check, so you get line checks and things like that. But like a lot of the time, you're kind of running by the seat of your pants. So we didn't have issues much at all, to be honest. But this night in Winnipeg, we had issues, and you're figuring it out on the fly. And so the feedback was so strong that the like first 15 rows are all kids like this because it's just like scream, like they can't even listen. So imagine performing to an arena, big show, and everyone's covering their. It's the worst thing that could ever happen. So I get off stage and I'm fucking pissed. I'm like, that was the worst thing. I was like, you know what? Give me some of this cookie. I just want to like relax. I just want to like chill out, kind
Yeah.
of want to just like get a little fucked up, whatever. And I thought that like weed makes you like laugh a lot, right? It makes you like chill and you sit on the couch and you watch movies, and that's what weed does. Well,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what edibles did, dude. And so
Okay.
I for about half an hour. I remember I was talking to my girlfriend on the phone at the time,
Yeah.
and then I had to be like, I feel weird, like I gotta go. And so I went and sat backstage, and we had some friends from Winnipeg who were back there with us, and like the lights got too bright, and then my hands were getting sharp, and like I was losing my fucking mind, dude. And so I went and sat in the
Oh,
van, and then I started like closing my eyes, and like I would see sounds. Like it was like a kaleidoscope in my brain. And I like our drummer
Jesus.
had to like come like talk me off the cliff. I thought I was dying. I remember being like, I'm going to have to phone my dad. Like, or not, I'm gonna phone my dad. My dad is gonna get a phone call, and he'll find out that I died doing drugs. Like I'm dying right now. Like I'm
Holy
so
shit.
done, dude. I was like almost crying. And we used to have these like because we didn't get paid a lot to open those slots. They're just like, yeah, you'll make your money in merch. So what we do is we book after parties, and the clubs would pay us to show up. It was the best. And we had
Okay.
one that night, and dude, I couldn't go in. And so like the band goes in, they're like pissed because the singer's not coming in. It's like this isn't what we paid for. And I'm
Oh,
just in the back of the
fuck, man.
freaking the fuck out, thinking I was gonna die. And I obviously survived. I was fine. And
Jesus.
that was my first experience with edibles, and it was in Winnipeg, and it was not fun.
Holy shit. How much was in that?
To this day, I know that the size of like edible I took was like that big. So it must have been just fucking hammered with it. And
Holy
again, the
fuck,
crazy
man.
thing is that Aaron was like, eating half a cookie a night, and he was
Well,
fine.
yeah, but you never did it though, right?
I never did.
Yeah,
So
so
yeah,
your tolerance was super low.
exactly. He was very well versed in the world of edibles, and he did just fine. But that was one of my worst experiences.
Oh my god. I remember like my bachelor party, we did like a bachelor like weekend doing camping or
Yeah.
whatever. And like a bunch of my friends came, my dad and my brother came, and my dad, like, he smokes weed and all that stuff. And he brought like a bunch of weed cookies. And me and
Yeah.
my brother, like, we already know, like, we were just like, no, fuck that. I'm not having one of those cookies. I know how much is in there. And sure
Yeah.
enough, like before we can tell anybody else, everyone's like grabbing a cookie, eating it. We're like, you guys are fucked. And sure enough, like as the night went on, people are like puking on themselves, just
No
fucking
way.
passing out in bushes and shit. Oh my god, it was a
Man, it's
nightmare.
absolute danger zone. Yeah. No, I'm
Oh
not
fuck.
like I don't think I've really fucked with edibles much since then, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I have a few here and there, but nothing crazy. That's about it though.
Yeah, like I don't mind. Like I had some gummies a while ago, and it was okay. And yeah, I didn't. I'm just scared to feel it and then not like it. But
Oh yeah. Because yeah, I don't know. It sounds like you had more of like a real. I'm surprised that did that to you. Like
dude,
that
I know
sounds fucking intense.
I've had some people tell me they're like, oh, that wasn't just weed, and then I've had other people be like, yeah, if you have enough, like there must have been like a lot in there, but I don't know. To this, who cares? Survived. It's a funny story now. That's all that
Yeah,
cares.
I definitely get like more giggly. Like my wife, if she has it, she goes super like paranoid.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
she's
Well,
just like
obviously I
she's
did too.
like freaking out about stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That was me.
that's funny how everybody's different that way.
Such a beautiful thing about life.
Oh yeah, man. No, I love your fucking guys' stories though. God, you have so many.
We do. Too
Yeah, that's awesome, man. You guys have lived a life.
many. We have. We're very lucky. Very fortunate in that respect.
Hell yeah, man. But yeah, man, once this COVID shit's done, we gotta fucking hang out and get together.
1000%, man. Like this summer, I hope that stuff can open up. We can have some. I have a great backyard for fires and stuff too, man. You'd definitely be invited.
Nice. Hell yeah, man. Yeah, same here. Fucking, I want to have fires again. It's just like a nice hangout, man.
Exactly.
Barbecue some shit.
I'm optimistic we'll get to the point where outdoor hangouts are at least cool. So we'll make it happen, man. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, man, it'll be fun. And yeah, I have to say one thing I appreciate about you is that whenever I text you, you were like on the ball with like responding to me.
It is borderline superstitious of me, to be honest. Like it is just such a thing. Like I cannot not respond to people. Which hey man, I'm glad that people notice that. But yeah, it's a respect thing for me, absolutely. And sometimes I do drop the ball, but I definitely try to make sure that people, especially I would consider friends, or you respond to people. That's what you do.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm the same way. If I feel like I dropped the ball, I get pretty pissed off. I'm like, damn it.
Same.
It's been like
100%.
6 hours. Fuck.
Exactly.
Yeah, but fuck yeah, no, man. I appreciate you doing this. It's always fun chatting with you.
Absolutely, man. Anytime, you let me know.
Yeah, buddy. And yeah, so I guess I'll just let you shoot off what you've been doing, what's going on, and what's going to happen in the future for you guys.
Well, we just recorded our third album 10 years later.
Is there a title? Is there a title?
There is, but well, it's 90% there. So nothing
Okay.
nothing decided 100%, but I think I know, but I'm not going to tell you.
Okay.
And yeah, there's it's very imminently going to be the first single. We're going to do a few singles over the summer-ish, and then album, and then tour. So it looks like we're going to give this a full go again. And you know, it's silly because you don't get to just like leave the music industry and come back, but we're going to try it anyway.
Yeah, man, that's good for you guys.